the time, or a lot of times I don't. So, yeah, good thing Savannah's there, or else we're not gonna have a good storyline in the future. So yeah, yeah. So with that, that means my job is to create new storylines together with Savannah, uh, with the setting of the Moonshae Isles in the Forgotten Realms. And next year, we are actually planning to premiere 7 adventures, adventure modules, basically. So we're gonna have 6 4-hour adventure modules coming out together with one multi-table epic adventure coming out in or premiering in Winter Fantasy 2023. So that's gonna happen on Feb 1 to 5. Just I suggest you go, and I should have the link here somewhere. But anyway, yes, go and Google it. Winter Fantasy. Sign up. I don't think you can sign up yet, but if you want to learn more about it, go Google it. Winter Fantasy. Tomorrow I will have the link. That's one of my assignments. Oh, nice to meet you. What's up? All right. So we still have perfect attendance for 2 of our viewers. Chaos Hammer, nice to meet you. Good job, guys. Good job. I really appreciate that. Oh, we should have that. I don't know how to make those commands with the exclamation point. I can create a command for that. Oh, okay. Yeah. You sound like just a future mod. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we'll figure that out. All right. So what else do we have here? So before we start, I'm excited to go through this adventure. For those who are just with us for the first time, what we're doing right now is we're reading adventure modules, or basically, well, for now, adventure modules. But in the future, we'll be reading other stuff, hardcover, source books, anything related to whatever lore we want to learn. And right now we're focused on the Moonshae Isles. So we're supposed to be reading adventure modules for the Rising Shadow storyline, which is the latest storyline that happened in the Moonshae Isles. And that has like over 50 plus adventures, basically headed by Eric Mengi, and like the architect of all everything that has happened in Rising Shadow. It's pretty cool. It's a big, like, if you play all of those adventures, it'll probably take you like 2, 3, or 4 years even to finish it. Even if you play like once a week, yeah, because it's a lot of adventures. Yeah, and what we're doing, because while we were reviewing those or some adventures from Rising Shadows, I discovered that there are Moonshae adventures from the 4th edition. More specifically, under the Living Forgotten Realms organized play campaign for 4th edition. And that's what we're reading now. And we've read from the first adventure. We're now on the 6th one. And supposedly here, it will be revealed who the villain is, which is right now goes by the name The Fisherman. So we've been in the Isle of Alaron, more specifically in the village of Warlsbury. We met a lot of very interesting characters. We've learned some lore, some interesting stuff, but I always like it when we visit the Isle of Moray and how doomed that place is. But we're back here safe in the village of Warlsbury, I think, here in Alaron, and that's where we're gonna start the adventure. All right, and let me just how do I set this up? Let me remove the map, and let me remove the unicorn. Remove the unicorn. There we go. All right. I love it already. I like what I'm seeing already. Because Blackheart is written by my favorite 4th edition Living Forgotten Realms author, Jean-Philipe Chapleau, or JP. So if it's written by JP, I think we're gonna have a good time. So I'm not gonna get sidetracked. I'll try to stay focused because I want to learn what happens here. So here we go. We're gonna start now. So we're just gonna read through the adventure. We're gonna extract as much lore as we can. Oh, Kalwakan, yes. Hello, the VT. We have a VTuber watching. Holy crap! Nice. That's what VT means, right? Or what does VT means? Voltus 10. No, that's Voltus 5. Voltus 10. No. I think we have a VTuber. All right. Thank you for watching. Voltus Tuber. Virtual tabletop. All right. Yes. Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah. Don't forget to follow if you want to learn more about the streams that we're making. But we're here every Monday to Thursday, 11 p.m. Manila time, or 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're here in the Philippines, you're about to go to sleep, let me be your ASMR and just put me in the background somewhere and help you go to sleep. Instead of counting sheeps, I'm going to read you an adventure. All right? And if you're on the other side of the world, on your way to work, eating lunch, breakfast, or something, just having snacks, and you need some background noise, I'm here. And you never know, you might get interested in learning more about the Moonshae Isles, right? So there. Anyway, I said I'm not gonna be distracted. Let's go. I wanna read this adventure. Let's zoom. I have the perfect 110% zoom here, and let's go. Moon1-6 Black Heart. I got distracted by the VTuber in our chat, so not again, not anymore. All right, unless another VTuber pops up, then yeah, I might get distracted. So all right, Black Heart. This is as if the lycanthropes of Moray, the giants of Oman, and the beasts of Norland were not enough. Something evil and dangerous lurks in the dark corners of what used to be the most civilized island of the Moonshae. Occupied Snowdown has need for heroes, and soon something about vampires roaming the streets of Westfall. Choose your friends well and your enemies better. This is the conclusion of the Fisherman Major Quest, a Living Forgotten Realms adventure set in the Moonshae Isles for characters level 11 to 14. This is it. I hope we learn about the fishermen and sages. We're not staying here in Alaron. We're going to Snowdown. So let me open our map real quick. Alaron, this is where we're at. Let me zoom out. Yep. So, oof, what did I do? There. Most of our adventures happen in Walsbury, in the Isle of Alaron, right? And we've traveled west. In one adventure, we went to Gwynedd, right? We went to Oman. No, not Oman. Did we go to Oman? I think we just stopped for a second in Oman just to do repairs. And then we went to Moray, which is, again, let's not go there ever again. And then we stayed in one place, one village in Norland. But now we're going south. No one cares about Moray. It has to be said. Every stream, yes. No one cares about Moray. But we're going down southeast of the Moonshae Isles. We're gonna go to this island right here. Snowdown. Yep, that's where we're going. And let me zoom back up. And then go here. and they said Westfall, so we're going to Care Westfall. So again, it's a Westfall town, um, and there's a castle here basically. So based from my mentor, and it's just me saying that, it didn't actually take me as a mentee. I think, or it's not official, but I would like to say that my sensei, yeah, Eric Mengi, taught me that word care means castle, or yeah, if you Google it, like small castle or fortress, uh, and then the name of the city or is also called Care Westfall. So the castle itself is called Care Westfall. Like the castle in the city is called Care Westfall. The city itself is called Care Westfall as well. But you can already see that it's gonna get confusing, right? Are you referring to the castle or the city? So Eric told me, like in London and other places, if you're mentioning like the city, you say, or you want to address the city, you say Westfall Town, right? So yeah, even if it's a city, yeah, you call it like Westfall Town, and then you could just say Care Westfall when you're referring to the castle. Make it easier. There. So yep, it's confusing to the folks. It's confusing to the authors. It's confusing to the readers. But yeah, one thing to make it easier is to address the city as Westfall Town. So if like Caer Callidere, we say Callidere Town, and then we refer to the castle as Caer Callidere, something like that. So that makes it easier. There. So we're going to Caer Westfall. So we're going there. Yeah, I'm excited. So let's remove the map, go back here, and learn as much as we can. So this is an RPGA sanctioned played adventure. We don't really care about the rules here. What we want to start on is the adventure background right here. Kasharak is a Rakshasa. Oh, I just talked to one of my friends about this. I think the Chaos Hammer, yeah, about Rakshasas. Let me. Is this him? Is this the fisherman? Kasharak. A Rakshasa. Rakshasa. I always say Rakshasa first. It's reverse. I don't know. Is that wrong? I think that's wrong, but it feels right to me. So I'm sorry. I would think like most people who live in a place, New York State is a good example where they call the city New York, or the city. Yeah, I bet who lived there would say Westfall or Care Westfall, the town, and call the castle, yeah, the keep. Yeah, probably. Or they would just say the castle. Yeah. I live in Care Westfall City. Or we're not going to say the city. I live in Care Westfall, and then if you want to address the castle, just say, yeah, go to the castle in Care Westfall. That's probably how it will go, right? Anyway, Kasharak is a Rakshasa noble who lived in 15 years ago, he came to Snowdown, where he believed he would be able to carve a small kingdom for himself. Once on Snowdown, however, he managed to make a number of enemies, including the Viceroy of Westfall, Lady Eliza Darrison, because he was so powerful. Kasharak and Lady Eliza butted heads and begun to fight through intermediaries. The two have clashed many times, but thus far neither has gained the upper hand. That, however, is about to change. Seeing his plan thwarted at every opportunity, Kasharak created an alternative identity that he called the Fisherman. As the Fisherman, he has been fostering an ill will against the Amnites that pervades the native population of the Moonshae Isles. He had his men, disguised as Amnite pirates, dump poison into the Sea of Moonshae. He paid people to take over mining operations. He formed alliances with the Black Blood tribe on Moray. In short, he is involved in a number of schemes as the fisherman. Kasharak's latest plot is a simple one. Have a number of powerful adventurers come to Snowdown and send them to destroy Lady Erliza's vampire allies. Although the plan seemed a good one, Kasharak did not foresee Lady Erliza learning of the plot and attempting to hijack it to destroy Kasharak instead. Oh, snap! Alright. It's they've been assigned to pour poison. It's all part of the fisherman's plan. Like, make the Omnians look bad. So you have the Omnian pirates there, and then you have the Omnians dealing with the mine as well. So the previous adventures that we read, where we saw like Omnites or Omnians being an asshole to us, basically, fisherman was involved in that. Wow. And what's the name of that bard? Athos Kallio from Moon1-1 just had a series of unfortunate events, and one of those is like the people in Walsbury are unable to catch fish because the Amiens pirates were like poisoning the water. and Athos got blamed for it. So poor guy. The bad luck bard Athos. And yeah, so now we know him. So Araxasha, aka the fisherman, enemy of the Viceroy of Westphal, Lady Erliza Darrison. Did I spell that right? I think I spelled that right. So just let me try to dump some lore here for a second. So Snowdown has been occupied by so it's like colonized by already. And the one that rules it is currently the one that rules it is the Viceroy, Erliza Darrison. And Lady Erliza, I know I read it somewhere. I just can't remember where. This is like a typical DM problem, right? You know, you read it, you don't know, you forgot the source where you got the information. But I read it that she may not be human because the Omnians have basically occupied Snowdown, the Isle of Snowdown, for a long time. And it was even said that it was Lady Erliza's grandmother who was first here, and then but in truth it's her all along. And now I'm seeing that she has vampire allies here, so there's a possibility that she's also a vampire, right? So are we gonna learn more about that? We'll see. Okay, so we're gonna read more about that. I'm excited. So from what I'm getting here so far, our bad guy, Kasharak, or the fisherman, wants to send adventurers to Snowdown and eliminate Lady Erliza. However, Lady Erliza is smart, and she found out about this plan, and now she's gonna use that plan against the fisherman. So we're gonna have like a villain versus villain story here. And I saw somewhere, where was that? At the top, it said, choose your friends well and your enemies better. I have a feeling that we have to decide if we're gonna side with the fisherman who's gonna give us the quests, or Lady Erliza who figure out the plan. Right? Is my assumption correct? We'll see. Okay, so let's go through this. The fisherman. The fisherman was mentioned in Moon1-3 Black Gold and then Black Heart, Moon1-4, as a background villain. The characters have played those adventures could have earned some story awards, but with those awards can complete the fisherman major quests during this adventure. Okay. The island of Snowdown. So we want to know more. Is it as crazy as Moray, or because there's vampires here and omnians really bad, or it's just the fishermen that's making it look like the omnians are bad people, right? So to the southeast of the Moonshae Isles, Snowdown rises gently from the Sea of Swords. Okay, for those who don't know, the Moonshae Isles is west of the Sword Coast. So you have the Sword Coast, where almost, if not every, if I'm correct, right? Every 5th edition hardcover adventure has occurred. Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, like it's in that Sword Coast area. And then you have the Sea of Swords, right? You travel there, you get to the Trackless Sea, and then you have these group of islands called the Moonshae Isles. So that's where we are. And we are on a specific island, or we're talking about a specific island called Snowdown. And while it is used to be the first stop for ships coming from and Kalimshan, all right, now only Omnite ships and privateers regularly stop at the island. It is avoided by most Moonshavian ships. We have Vikings here, though, so I bet the Vikings would love to go here. Not Vikings, Northlanders, right? So we have Northlanders who likes to, steal stuff, or basically Northlander pirates, and I bet they would love to get some Omnite treasure. All right. The island of Snowdown is the most temperate island on the Moonshaes. Once it was peaceful and civilized with rolling hills, good roads, and a strong agricultural background. The royal family was well liked by the population, and they provided strong backing and supplies to the other islands. Snowdown is one of the few places in the Moonshaes where the folk have not mixed with Northlanders. Oh, interesting. Where the folk have not mixed with the Northlanders. That feeling when Snowdown isn't the most snowy. This is the is this like Iceland or something? Right. That changed about 80 years ago, I would assume, yeah. So it even sees it. So yeah, since they're like at the south part, or if there's an I'm assuming there's an equator in the planet of Toril, right? Toril is a planet, right? In Spelljammer, I think they said Toril is a planet. So it's round, it's a sphere, has an equator. I would assume so. Snowdown is under military occupation and effectively ruled from the royal family of Snowdown is captive in their palace, so they're in Caer Westfall, serving as hostages to keep the population subdued. Foreign merchant cartels exploit the land of its resources, sending anything of value back to the mainland. Mercenary companies in service of to Omnite interests service to Omnite interests police the cities and brutally crash any act of defiance or show of allegiance to the High King of the Moonshae. You serve the High King of the Moonshae? Not here in Snowdown. Nope. The mercenary outfits found here are almost exclusively composed of foreigners. The Omnite leaders do not care about their origin, allegiance, or religious affiliation as long as they obey orders and help maintain the peace. Thus, drow, ogres, goblinoids serve next to humans, tieflings, and dwarves. Because of this influx, the island is home to many half-breed creatures such as Calmians, half-orcs, or half-elves. Uh, so, Snowdown is a good place to live at. So it's there's capitalism here, obviously. You get a lot of goods from the mainland, from the continent of Faerun, because that's where is at, and a lot of trade happens here. Anyone can live here. You can even like monstrous races, goblinoids, ogres is allowed here. I'm assuming that folk and Northlanders are both allowed to live in Snowdown. It's just they decided not to. That's what I'm thinking right now. And you can actually have any religion you want. Basically, you can do whatever you want as long as you follow the rules of the Omnian of your Omnian leaders, right? And so it's not a bad place to live. It's the land of the free. and, and you can do whatever you want, but you have to follow you have to follow the Omnians, who are the military rulers of Snowdown, to follow the Viceroy. And you cannot swear allegiance to the High King. There. Or actually, they don't even care. Affiliation, as long as you obey the orders and maintain the peace. Yeah. Yep. As long as you don't claim allegiance to the High King, you're good. Okay. So, many paths. In this adventure, based, yeah. In this adventure, the characters are faced with a number of choices. So, it directly affect the adventure flow. Two main paths have the characters working for either the Viceroy of Westfall or Kasharak, aka the Fisherman. I'm correct. If the characters work for Kasharak, they play encounters 3 to 6. If they work for Viceroy, we go 7 to 9. Okay. Well, we have up to 9 encounters here. Okay. TPK are left behind. It's possible that there's going to be people that get defeated here or left behind. In that case, the Church of Cyric will revive them. Okay. And then DM introduction. All right, so let's go. So up to 6, because either I get it. So 1 to 3, and then 4 to 6, and or 7 to 9. Yeah, but we're gonna read everything. DM introduction. In the player introduction below, the old man is named Chiron of Oman. He has spent his youth fighting the giants on the island of Oman. He has lost his arm to an ogre. He now travels the Moonshaes, bringing song wherever he can. He has no love or interest in non-Moonshavian people unless they share his faith in Shantea, aka Earth Mother, here in 4th edition. And he avoids long discussions with strangers. To Moonshavian characters, he acts like a kindly grandpa. To non-Moonshavian, he acts as a sour, unhappy old man. We don't want foreigners here. Daedra knows nothing about the nature of the business between her brother and the fisherman. She's an innocent dupe used by the fisherman to draw the characters to Westfall. Okay. And here's our read aloud text. We start in Walsbury. All right, that's good. The village of Walsbury rests between mountains, the sea of Moonshae, verdant fields, and the diurnal forests. It is a common place for adventurers to congregate. The local population is mostly folk, but Northlanders are present as well. The cold rain that falls in thick, fat drops on the island of Alaron has prompted many to seek the warmth offered by the once dry Toad Inn. A number of locals sing folklore songs about the blessings of Shantea. An aging human who leads them in song taps his drum to the beat. His left arm is missing, and countless scars bespeak a life of hardship. Other adventurers are seated at a table, idly listening to the song. And this is the good time for them to do character introduction. So we still have a performer, bard, playing or like playing the drums as he sing a song or lead a song together with the other patrons here at the end. All right. So, okay, I like that. I like this. And so far, with all the Moonshae adventures we've read, they haven't failed in having a performer / bard at the Once Dry Toad Inn. So, kudos to the team for that. Encounter 1, Westphalian Damsel. So we have a new character. This is the one mentioned in the DM introduction, Daedra. So, a folk that lives in Westphal. That was said, I'm assuming, right? So, folk live in Snowdown. So, there are folks there. After the characters have had a chance to take in the setting and introduce themselves, a horn is blown outside, indicating the arrival of a merchant ship. A few locals leave to help with the ship's docking and unloading. Okay. The door opens, allowing the humidity to enter the warmth to exit. A folk woman wearing Amnite clothes enters. She's unarmed and seemed to suffer from the cold. She heads straight to the fireplace to warm herself. Okay. And all right. So she's a folk wearing Amnite clothes and just reminds me of, like a city person. Like you live in like a rural area in the province, suburbs, and then you get a chance to live in the city, and especially here in the East, like if we have like what do you call this? Like not traditional clothing. I don't know what to call it, but like clothes that you commonly wear when you're in like away from the city, basically. And then when you go to the city, you start wearing these cool clothes, branded clothes, and then you go back and everybody knows that you've been to the city, and here we kind of see that, because you see a folk human wearing Amnite clothing enter the inn, and the woman spends a few minutes warming by the fire before looking around. If the characters do not move or speak with her, she goes to them and to us and speaks to us. Daedra refers to the characters as mercenaries and acts accordingly. She's not trying to be disrespectful, as that is just the way things are in Westphal. It's how it's done in the city, So can't blame her. Daedra is honest and genuine in her dealings with the characters. And yeah, technically, is there a difference between a mercenary and adventurers? Is it because adventurers sometimes will not accept gold as payment? Right? Or is it because adventurers are supposed to be more heroic in nature than mercenaries? Right? Mercenaries, so you ask for like a certain task, you pay them, and they will do it for you. Isn't it the same for adventurers? Anyway, just so putting a question out there. We have Daedra McEulin. So Daedra McEulin comes from, came from Westfall on the island of Snowdown. She worked as a baker's assistant. A baker's assistant. She's a baker's assistant in Westfall with her brother Iman. All right. Brother of Iman. The two earned a decent living, providing the garrisons and mercenaries with baked goods. For a few weeks, a number of mercenaries and neighbors disappeared, worrying Iman. One night, Iman was returning from an errand. She was at her window and saw him get attacked. She fears the creatures were vampires. They knocked him unconscious and dragged him away. She fled the house to the dock, where she boarded a ship that was leaving, and it brought her here. She begs the characters to go to Westfall and find her brother and either save him or destroy the vampire he has become. She cannot promise money other than paying the character's passage to Westfall. Iman has a scar on his left cheek and owns a silver earring with a dragon's head. If he has become a vampire, she would like the earring returned to her. Noted. Noted. In-universe adventures, I thought were people who did some wild stuff like dive ruins or explore or range the wilds. Mercenary, just people paid for combat work like guarding our armies. That's what I'm thinking too. But here it's a bit different, right? And I could see it from Daedra's view that adventures are the same as mercenaries. Once the characters agree to help, she tells the characters that she knows a man they can trust who might have information. His name is Liam, and he owns the Singing Angler Inn near the docks. Daedra refuses to go back because she's terrified. She plans to travel to Caer Caladir to stay with family. So we have another person here. Liam, owner of the Singing Angler Inn. Near the docks in Westfall. Okay. We have that. Alright. And optional, Omnights. This mini encounter should be run only when running this adventure without strict time limit. Oh, we don't have a time limit, of course, because we're just reading it. The goal is to show the characters that people from Snowdown are not the same as those from the rest of the Moonshaes. Okay. Hey, Dr. Castorka. Ever heard? Okay. What am I reading? Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that there for now because I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm not sure if you're a bot, you're real. If you're real, thank you for joining. If you're a bot, good job. All right. Oh man, I'm so torn. Sounds very convincing. All right. Say fisherman if you're real. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna go back here and start reading this. So the optional encounter. Yeah, he good. Yeah, he good. Thank you. Yeah. That's how things go now. That single framework, you buy models, cosmetic or stuff for pennies on the side, but there's so much. If you really wanted it all, you spend thousands. No one's yeah. Here, going back, optional encounter, the Omnights. So a group of Omnight sailors enter the inn and immediately call for ale and warm wine. As they enter, the locals go silent and their gazes fill with hatred and contempt towards the newcomers. Remember, it's because of the Omnight pirates in the first adventure, Moon 1-1, that the fishermen of Walsbury weren't able to catch anything for a period of time. So I can understand why they hate Omnians. Um, is it wrong to hate all the Omnians? Yes, but again, this is what we're seeing. This is reality. Well, no, it's not reality, but yeah, it's hard to explain. Omnites either do not notice or ignore the locals as they're starting singing one of their drinking songs, a song which drowns out all other noises. Okay. A perception check reveals a number of men bear a number of symbols the characters have not seen in the Moonshaes. A religion check identifies a symbol as that of Bane. Okay. We have Bane present here, the god of tyranny. And a higher check reveals that the Church of Bane is virtually non-existent in most of the islands. I bet it's present in Snowdown because you can have any religion that you want. History or Streetwise reveals that the Church of Bane is one of the many groups who have mercenaries serving the Omnites on Snowdown. Daedra begs the characters not to interfere with the sailors as the only way for them to head back to Westfall in time to save her brother. The Omnites do not back down from a fight before things come to blows. First, Seamus Duffy, the innkeeper, then Brendan McClear, the local chieftain, arrive and order everyone to stand down. The Omnite back down at that point. Okay. So it's just this optional encounter is just to make the Omnite sailors enter, make you feel the tension between the locals and the Omnites. And that's it. Yeah. This is again what we're reading is a 4th edition adventure. Yeah, and this is for let me go back. This is for levels 11 to 14. Yeah. But this is a 4th edition, so I'm assuming like I haven't played the 4th edition adventure, but based on all the adventures I've read, the modifiers and bonuses that you get here are high. That's why the DCs are high as well. Ending the encounter. So once the characters agree to help Daedra, she leaves to pay for the character's passage aboard the Crusher. Okay. I'm just gonna put it under places. Omnian merchant ship. And it's very likely that the characters ask Daedra why she would book passage on such a ship. She tells them that they have a reputation for being honorable back in Westfall. Unlike many of the other captains, she warns the characters to be nice and keep it to themselves. Alright. That's it. That's the first encounter. And now we're going to Westfall. So let's see what lore are we gonna learn from this point on. Setup. So Westfall is the capital of Snowdown. And this is a city that seems out of place. Why? Because the architecture of the city is obviously folk, with round towers and low houses, but the newer structures are designed in Omnite style, square and functional. The usual Moonshavian militia is noticeably absent. In addition to Omnite troops, a number of foreign mercenaries serve as guards. Alongside humans, one can see goblins, hobgoblins, orcs, and even cambions, drow, and the occasional ogre, wearing the colors of one of the many mercenary outfits that garrison the city. Mercenary soldiers are everywhere, making it obvious that the occupation of Snowdown is maintained by an armored fist. So just imagine you're in Westfall, You see some houses like locally built, and then now you have these new structures, probably like multi-floored structures that has like a similar designs as the buildings in and you're walking down the streets, you see these merchant stalls, and then there are these ogres that are large size, probably armored as well, and wearing like the banner of the colors of whatever mercenary group they're working with. So you're just there trying to buy an apple on the street, and you see ogres are there, right? And if you mess up, you do something bad, you're gone. Because you see that large ogre just grab you by the leg and like throw you to prison. Man. Okay, so I'm just trying to imagine what it looks like in Westfall right now, and what we have here is some amazing stuff. Okay, so in Moray, it's dangerous. Like a lot of evil things there. Like there, you live there just to survive. You know. In Snowdown, technically, you can still have a life. You can have a good life if you have money. But if you're poor and you get framed for something, or you don't follow the omnians, you basically surrender your honor and being a Moonshavian for the sake of having a good life in you know. that's basically the trade there. So you can still have a good life in but you're not as patriotic as the other folks in the Moonshae Isles. Yeah. And okay, I literally pulled out my books for the second time since I bought them to look up things for this stage streams. That should tell you all you need to know. Patriotism is overrated. But again, the folk worship the Earth Mother. They worship the land. They worship Moonshae Isles. Technically, yeah, literally. So that's what we have here. Give diverse cultures, yeah, and that's what you get here in the in Snowdown at least. So choose where was that? I lost it. Heading to no. Is this where we are? No, we're in the first one here. So most of the folk inhabitants walk around with slumped shoulders and respond obediently to any soldier. Aw, the folks. This is what I'm saying. The folk pride is gone from their eyes. Ugh, this hurts. Yep. They have surrendered their souls to Omnian coins. Westfall and Snowdown as a whole feel a lot more crowded than other islands. Most of the population is not native to the island. This cramped feeling makes natives of highly populated areas like Baldur's Gate or Waterdeep feel somewhat at home. Okay. Temples found in town also differ from those found elsewhere in the Moonshaes. Churches of Bane, Groomsh, Tempest, Wokim, and are the biggest temple you have. All right. They are well kept and clean, flourishing under the occupation. The native temple of Shantea is falling in disrepair, but it's still tended by the priests. Oh my goodness. Impress upon the characters the difference between this place and other towns in the Moonshae Isles. Evil creatures and humanoids are everywhere. Westfall is more heavily defended than Caer Caladir or Moray. Caer Caladir, I will mention this again, is where the seat of power is at. That's where the High King and his family lives. So, Imagine Caladir is White House. And what they're saying here is that Westfall is more heavily defended than White House. And then you have Moray. Everything in Moray is trying to kill you. So you need a good place to live, a heavily defended place for you to stay alive. And they're saying that even with the situation in Moray, Westfall is still more heavily defended than that. Yeah. So, and that's what we have right now. Wow. The port itself is full of ships, most of them flying the colors of but a few belong to foreign power groups such as the Church of Bane or known pirates. Every day, a small squadron of ship leaves Westfall loaded with goods and resources, heading for Atkatla in Okay. So Westfall, I'm assuming, is kind of like a neutral place. So even if you break the law, you're a pirate, you can technically seek like safe haven here as long as you have coin. Right? That's my assumption. Because if they have churches that worship evil deities and you're in a heavily defended place and you're in favor with the viceroy, it doesn't matter if what you do outside Snowdown is evil. As long as you're here, you pay the money, you're in good favor with the viceroy of Snowdown, you can do whatever you want. Okay. And people ask why we don't want to live in Moray. And I think this is one of the reasons why nobody cares about Moray, because why go there if you can live in Snowdown, right? Heavily defended fortress, like a fortified city, mainland goods, and there's diverse cultures, religion, everything, right? And you have a decisive leader, I'd say. And they don't judge you for your background or history too. So that's what you have in Snowdown. All right, we're starting to kind of have in my head, I'm painting what Snowdown looks like and what it feels like to live there, and the contrast between Alaron, the Isle of Alaron, and the Isle of Moray. Okay. Westfall. If the characters wish to look around and gather information, most likely with the folk population, a few skill checks reveal that most of the locals are worried about the royal family. However, as long as peace is maintained, the family is safe. I think I need to double check, but who is the royal family here in Snowdown? I'm not sure. I think I saw it somewhere, but I forgot the name. I hope it's here. So most people acknowledge the Viceroy, Lady Erliza, to be fair but stern ruler. See? She's fair to the people of Snowdown, so it's not that bad. As long as the locals do what they are asked. Overall, do not cause trouble and stay out of the way. Which is, again, not bad things, right? She's not asking for too much. Like, these are like common things that you should do as a citizen of like a nation, right? Don't cause trouble and stay out of the way. Mind your own business. They are not harassed by the authorities. Look at that. They are not harassed by the authorities. How is this a bad place? Uh, is there anyone by the name of Ferdinand in the royal family by any chance? We'll see. We'll see. But it's not. Is it a bad place? Like if this was sold to you, if I'm, let's say, real estate agent, tell you I have a piece of land, can build a house here. Lots of shops. There's a harbor. Lots of goods from the mainland, and you can worship whoever you want. You can be whatever you want. You can you see other creatures that are not usually allowed in the cities living here peacefully, and the city itself is, fortified, heavily fortified, and the leader is fair, and the authorities here do not harass the folk. So and this looks like a place where a good place to live. Although most people dislike the Amnite, they hold a special hatred for the foreign mercenaries. The Amnite authorities are generally fair to them. The populace has mixed feelings about rebels. Rebellious activities result in an increased number of foreign mercenaries to police the streets. Many mercenaries, however, make it to a point to ensure that locals cross them in order to extract bribes or cause mischief. So this is where we start having problems, the mercenaries. And when the locals start being rebellious, Amnites start requesting for more mercenaries, and therefore causing more trouble for the locals. It will be a gross exaggeration to say that all mercenaries are evil or bad. Many are just doing a garrison job, and they do it well. All right. But the exception confirms the rule, and the locals despise those evil mercenaries. Okay. Heading to the Singing Fisherman. The characters can easily find the Singing Fisherman. Is it the Singing Fisherman? Is that the name? Oh, because the angler. Yeah. Okay. They only need to ask a few questions before they're directed to the right place. On their way there, the characters are approached by a group of 6 soldiers wearing how do you pronounce this? Livery? I need to know. Livery. Liver with a Y. Livery. Yeah. And I don't know why in my head it just popped up and says, as soon as I figure out it's pronounced livery, in my head I just automatically said, like, it sounds delicious. Okay. So the colors are symbols you fly to show who you are, flags, whatever. All right, okay. So these soldiers wear the livery of the Viceroy of Westfalls. Oh, I see. So like boxers, MMA fighters, the shorts that they wear. So like different colors and symbols. All right, and medieval times, yeah. Okay. Got it. That makes a lot of sense. Hopefully, the characters should know by now that Amnite soldiers are considered better than the others by the locals. All right. Choosing the highest level Moonshavian character. If none of the characters are Moonshavian, choose a Waterdavian or Balduran character. If there's no such character, choose the second character to your left. And they go and say, "Halt! In the name of the Viceroy of Westfall, surrender your weapons and follow us to the palace. The Viceroy has asked to speak with you. You will come with us. The human soldier barks in your direction. The human is armored and has a shield and a short sword. With him are a burly half-orc carrying a great axe, 2 drow warriors with rapier, and 2 fire genasi with falchions. Alright. Wow. So now we're being asked to go to the castle and to the palace and meet with the viceroy. Yeah, if you're out of cool ways to connect this part to your party, just choose the second character to the left. That's it. The soldiers do not know why the viceroy wants to meet with the characters, but confirm the characters are to be taken to the palace. They are not under arrest. If asked, the soldier pulls out a writ signed by the viceroy of Westphal asking for the chosen character and anyone found in individual's company to be brought to the palace for a dinner with the viceroy herself. The soldiers are not used to people questioning or refusing to immediately obey their orders. Wow. The soldier unfurls a roll of silk cloth for the characters to surrender their weapons. Oh, that's going to be hard. So imagine you have like a high tier adventurers and you're asking them to surrender their weapons in a game of D&D. That's sussy level. So might take some convincing to do that. If the characters surrendered their weapons and the soldiers roll all of them in a large piece of silk to protect the weapons. Yeah, they don't want it to be damaged, which is good. The soldiers promise that their weapons will be returned to them upon leaving the palace. One soldier carries the weapons with care. Look at that. They know that how important a weapon is to an adventurer, and they wrap it in silk. They carry it with care. They want to make sure that no scratch will be on it when you get it back. Do you want to take the old man's walking stick? Do you? All right. If you have a Vorpal sword, good luck. Good luck to that soldier. Make it plainly obvious that the characters must make a choice here, whether they continue on their way to fight the guards or surrender their weapons and meet the viceroy. Okay, so this one is good. On an adventure standpoint, it's good because here it's reminding our dungeon master that you need, again, as you read at the beginning of the adventure, you have to choose a path here, or your party has to choose a path, either side with the fisherman or the viceroy. And here we're being reminded, or the dungeon master is being reminded that, again, this is where the path splits. Either you fight the guard and go to the Singing Fisherman Inn, or surrender your weapon and go with the viceroy. That's where it starts. So the characters arrive in town in mid-afternoon. The time of day is very important to mention because the next encounters are affected by it. Oh. Since the characters want to hurry, if they want to fight the vampires, or have to wait if they have to meet with the viceroy. Got it. And if they split the party, that would be cool. I'm okay with that, because if you split the party, that means everybody will not get to experience what happened, but they will be able to witness like what happens in both options, right? But I know it's not going to be easy for the dungeon master, so good luck with that. Encounter 3. So this is if you fight the guards. This is what will happen. So if you fight the guards, as mentioned a while ago, there were 2 drows, 2 fire genasis, there's a half orc and human gladiator. And if you fight them, so there's like close homes, merchant stalls. Okay. Anything else here that might be important to us? All right. Again, we're not really focusing too much on these things because, again, we're here to extract lore. And these are basically just generic combat instructions. The Genasi start combat provoking attacks. Okay. After the encounter, if you defeat all of the guards, the character should get the feeling that the few locals looking from behind their windows are going to report them. But the number of guards found at the docks means the character should leave the area as fast as possible. Okay, so that one's fast. These are the stats that we have. And then what else do we have here? This is our map. Okay. And then encounter 4, the singing fisherman. Here we go. Oh, there's fireball is always an answer. All right. But remember, probably not in Snowdown. It's not important in Snowdown because as long as you're not causing trouble, everything is okay in Snowdown. But in the Moonshae Isles, magic is arcane magic is kind of being looked down because the people here have very little understanding of how arcane magic works. And divine magic is okay because they can say that it's the blessing of the gods, and they can easily relate that divine magic to deities. But arcane, it's the work of the devil, basically. So if you do fireball here in Westfall, you're probably going to get arrested, if not hanged. But if you cast fireball outside Westfall or Snowdown and other islands, you're also probably going to get arrested and hanged because they'll think that you're like avatar of evil or something, or possessed by evil deity for some reason. Yeah, and there's a lot of foreigners here in Snowdown, more specifically in Westfall, so they know what fireball is. Yeah. So even with arcane magic, yep. What do we have here? The singing fisherman. So Liam, aka Kasharak, aka the fisherman, is Rakshasa. I should actually add another one, aka Liam. Just put it there. Okay, the Singing Fisherman Inn is a rundown, old folk-style one-story inn where sailors gather to enjoy a drink. The patrons are mostly humans or half-humans. The low ceiling and many support columns create a number of small areas where people can speak with minimal chance of being overheard. The waitress is an unpleasant woman who barks and growls at the patrons. The beer and wine are stale and watered down. The liquor is simply undrinkable, and the food is barely edible. Rat stew is served under exotic names: blink dog oven, dinosaur stew, sheep kebab, etc. But can all be described as mystery meat in brown sauce. I love it. Okay. When the characters mention Daedra to Liam, the man asks them if she's alright. He's genuinely concerned for her. Liam leads the characters to a back room. Where are we? With a single lamp and a few chairs. He sits and talks to the characters. Okay. What can you tell us, Liam? He despises the Omnites. He's one of the leaders of the resistance and a staunch opponent of the regime. Got rebels here. We got... Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking like Star Wars rebels here. Iman, Daedra's brother, worked for him as an informant. He was returning home from meeting with Liam when he was taken. He knows that some of the Omnites, he thinks one of the churches, have brought in some vampires to control the population. Some of his contacts have shown him that the vampires have a lair in the sewers. Okay. So we have. And note that while Liam himself is really the Rakshasa Kasharak, all of the above is essentially true. Liam says that he can offer some very valuable items to the characters, though his contacts, if they agree to destroy the vampires and their lair for him. Liam does not tell the characters he believes the Viceroy. Okay. Liam does not tell the characters he believes the Viceroy is a vampire and that she might be there with the others. Alright, so Liam doesn't share that information. But he does believe that the Viceroy is a vampire. Piercing the illusion. If a character wishes to attempt to see to Liam's deception, you can do so by defeating a DC 35. If called upon his nature, Kasharak drops the illusion and that he says everything he told them is true. And if the characters decide to fight him, go to encounter 9. Ending the encounter. The characters can agree to work for Liam. He gives them a hastily drawn map of the sewers. He wishes them luck. He tells them that they should hurry. And if the characters want to do some shopping, Liam points them to the people he trusts so they can make any purchase they could normally do. Second, the characters could opt to fight with Kasharak. If they do so, run encounter 9 before running encounter 6. Got it. So we agreed to... So right now we're agreeing with Liam's requests. And we know that the vampire has a lair at the sewers. And that's where we're going. And this one, encounter 5, looks like a combat encounter. As you can see, we have 2 corpse vampire. We have 1 dread zombie, Myrmidon. We have a drow, arachnomancer, vampire lord. Look at those monster names, right? Like your player will ask, what are we fighting? Well, this one's a drow, arachnomancer, vampire lord. And like, that will just make your players afraid, right? If you say that. And then vampire spawn, blood hunters. They're vampire spawns, but they hunt blood. Okay. Got it. Following the map given to them by Liam, the characters come to a large room used by the vampires. Kasharak sent the characters here hoping that they would kill the Viceroy. The Viceroy will be here in the sewers? However, the Viceroy learned of the plot and secretly moved her coffin to another location. Thus, the characters do not find her here. Oh. Okay. Alright. So we have a cliff. We have coffins. There are a row of coffins here for the other vampires. Area is unlit. There are magic circles count as bloodstones for any undead creature. This means any undead on that tile can get a crit hit if they roll a 19 or 20. Oh, that's cool. Pile of bodies. So it's Westfall is a nice place to live in. But if you get kidnapped by a vampire, that's it. That's it for you. So we have that. And then the area shown is only a small part of the world of the map. Okay. Tactics. Scaling the encounter. After fighting the vampires, once the undead are defeated, the characters can explore the area and loot some of their treasures. There's a lot more coffins for vampires in the room than the number included in the fight. If the characters came here during the day, the vampires are sleeping in their coffin. Alright. And if they wait for the night, the vampires have already left to prowl the street. The characters can easily spend some time and clean out this nest, killing all the vampires, but they don't get any additional experience points for that. And should be done with little to no dice rolling. Daedra's brother is one of the vampire spawn blood hunters. So, Daedra's brother is dead. Became undead. And then dead. And we get his earring. What do we get? We get a Berserker weapon +3. We get a ritual book of detect object and a ritual scroll of consult mystic sages. Is that us? If you do this, if you cast the spell, will our stream turn on and they can consult with us? This should be like a stream title. Right? Once we are like experts in Moonshae lore, like, do you have any questions about the Moonshaes? Join us in our Consult the Mystic Sages stream. Right? I should take note of that. Alright. And you have a Shield of Warding, you have a Boots of Striding and Springing, and Bashing Shield, Shadowfell Gloves. Alright, for high levels. Just as a day for a basket of rotten apples. Okay. Vampire's Nest. Alright, so these are the monster stats. We're not going to look at that. And what else are we getting here? This is our map. And that's Encounter 5. Encounter 6 is skill challenge. So there's no there might be a possible contact here. Let's view the live stream. Gives a sweet lore. Make sure when you turn on that stream, that rectangle, and join the stream, you hit that follow as well, so you get more. You can consult with us in the future. So this encounter, we're now in Encounter 6. This one is a skill challenge, because what we're trying to do now is make their way back to the docks or outside the gates. As the characters flee, they are harassed by some creatures who stop them. Okay, because we killed some vampires, Lady Erliza knows our plan, so now we're being chased. Whoa, there's an Angel of Battle, and there are 4 Angel of Valor cohort. Who's following us? Why are angels here? I guess I should read, but I'm shocked. Why? It's like a very Game of Thrones vibes with vampires. I guess that's not very Game of Thrones. And all of a sudden it became like Diablo with angels coming down in this city. Okay, what's going on? All right. Once the sun goes down, the locals desert the streets, giving the soldiers and mercenaries undisputed command. So there's a curfew here. The curfew is when the sun goes down. If it's here in the Philippines, that's like before 6 p.m. That's bad. This partially explains why the locals are not overly targeted by the vampires. See? The garrison is worried about the people. There's a curfew because we don't want you to get kidnapped by the vampires. And anything happening to the soldiers at night goes unreported, which is super bad. You're messing with rich aristocratic vampires. I think we are. The characters, victorious over the vampires, return to the singing fisherman to find it burning to the ground. Is it because we're kind of looking forward to meeting the fisherman since last week, and now his inn is on fire? One of the garrison guards spot the characters and shout, "There! There are the rebels! Bring their heads to the viceroy! Get them!" And there are 40 to 50 soldiers of mixed heritage and types, some mounted, some flying. If any of the characters has enemies with a given group, such as Zentharim or Churches of Bane or Cyric, describe some of the soldiers as belong to that faction. Of course, the Zentharim will be here. Why wouldn't they be? Make it obvious that the characters cannot win a fight against such a horde, and their only hope is to escape. Reward creativity as long as what the characters do helps them out of town. Do not make it too easy on them, and assign a maximum number of successes for each action. Got it. So we need to get out. And okay, we have that. Acrobatics check. Alright, with acrobatics, they use their nimbleness to lose their pursuers. With athletics, try to outrun their pursuers. Climbing walls. History check. It's a good way to thinks of a good way to leave town. And the luck for there is an old, mostly forgotten sewer system that they can use as a shortcut. With insight, they can guess where soldiers would set ambushes, checkpoints, or patrols. Perception is to proceed slowly, try to locate the soldiers before the characters are spotted. Stealth is for them not to get spotted. Streetwise is for them to find good rogue hideouts. And magic powers is to allow them to escape. Right? They have spells, teleportation spells. Got it. And then after 4 successes, alright. What do we have? Don't worry. The reason we hire the mercenaries is so they don't feed on my people. Or Liza, probably. Yeah. 40 to 50, how close they are. Can we fireball them or meteor rain, meteor storm? Yeah. Let's hope nobody has like counterspell on those 40 to 50 guards. After we have made some successful skill checks, a group of angels sent after them by the Church of Cyric finds them. Wow. There are angels here in Westfall. And they're with the Church of Cyric. Let me wiki this so I make sure that I provide the right information. Yeah, the Prince of Lies. And God of Trickery. Yeah, and Strife. And this is an evil god that we have here. So you have managed to lose your pursuers, at least for now. Your destination is very close. When a group of quick, flying wing creatures pass overhead, they quickly turn around and fly down, blocking the passage ahead. Their appearance leaves no doubt that their allegiance belongs to one of the darker deities. They wear black tabards, emblazoned with the symbol of a black sun crowning a grinning skull. The largest of them calls out in a dark yet commanding voice. It gestures and black flames burn upon the streets, forming a message in common. We are the envoys of the Prince of Lies. The Church of the Black Sun wishes one of you The rest can leave unharmed. Choose now or die. What is going on? Those angels are tied to the Church of Sirik. So the Prince of Lies, chaotic evil, greater god of strife and lies. The flames emitted from the angels of valor are dark and almost black. All right. And the angels is asking for the characters to turn over to them one of their own, and then they let the others pass freely. So if you sacrifice one of your party mates, you can leave, and the angels will keep their word. If they give up another character to the angels, then the angels will leave. Okay. The angels speak only in supernal. Their attitude is threatening, but they are not immediately hostile. If they feel the characters are stalling, they attack. Yeah. Like, where did these angels come from? Like, this is like too much, right? But before I continue, Lady Erliza like has influence with the Church of Cirque. Like they allow, like Lady Erliza has allowed the church to be here, and anybody can worship Cyric, no problem. You do you, as long as you don't cause any trouble. And we even have mercenaries that worship Bane, so I'm assuming we also have mercenaries that worship Cyric. And I'm just imagining that what's happening now, Lady Erliza has control over this, so she can send angels to fight you, to fight the adventurers if she wants to. Like, here you are in a island far, far away from, civilization. And you have your swords and your axe and all these things. And you come to Snowdown, you cause some trouble. It's not just ogres and super strong mercenaries that can kill you. Not even vampires. She can go ahead and send angels to kick your butt. I'm more scared of Lady Erliza now than the fisherman. Unless the fisherman can also send, I don't know, like devils or something, or like a demigod or something to find the angels. Right now, I'm more scared of the viceroy than the fisherman. This is good stuff, though. Alright. Features of the area. So, okay, so we have a map. Close homes. Illumination. Tactics. The Angels of Valor wade into melee. The Angel of Battle uses its mobile melee attack ability to stay out of melee range. And strike the character with a divine or arcane power source. Okay. Scaling the encounters. And after ending the encounter, they successfully avoid the guards and escape Westfall. If they fail, they are caught by the Church of Cyric. And look at the stats. Look at the stats. All right. They receive 600 experience points. That's what they get. Yeah. So the angels that are coming after us are large. Same size as the ogres. So imagine an ogre-sized angel is flying above you, spewing fire, riding some stuff on the ground with like divine or unholy fire. And then you, together with other angels of valor, like a human size, just telling you, hey, give me one of your party mates or else all of you will die. My goodness. What a city. Okay. Imagine if Lady Erliza can send all of these angels to Moray and eliminate the Black Blood tribe. You know, just clean the place up, remove all those lycanthropes that are killing people, and with these angels. All right. So that's what we have. Okay. In that combat, there's one angel of battle and then 3 angel of valor. That's what we have. So that's what happens if we follow the fisherman path. That's what happens if we help Liam, aka the fisherman, aka Kasharak, who is really a Rakshasa. That's what happens. So that's the story. Now, if we rewind a little bit and accept the invitation to go to the palace, this is what will happen. Encounter 7 onwards. So let's go with this. We have an NPC. Oops. She's a vampire. It says here. Viceroy of Westfall. Alright. So let's see here. This encounter is played if the characters have agreed to surrender to the guards. At the palace, they go through a series of bureaucratic issues aimed at getting the characters' names, learning their nationality, and their main power source. After a couple of hours, they are shown to a large dining room. The characters do not know this, but the wait and delays are deliberate. Of course they are. Excuse me. Finally, you are shown into a large and opulent dining room. A page calls out, Lady Erliza Darisin, Viceroy of Westfall. Your guests have arrived. A lone human female sitting at a table, having just finished her meal. Her skin is almost white. Her hair and dress are exquisite, and her jewelry sparkles in the candlelight. Her whole appearance gives the impression of being in the presence of a powerful queen. Okay. I would need more like facial features. You basically just told us that she's white. That's it. Is her hair silver, like is it curl, or is it like raven black, raven and color hair, or like her eyes are blue or gray, or do they have like spider symbols on them as well? Things like that. Because now I'm just seeing like in basically in exquisite clothing, lots of jewelry, and then a white woman. That's it. Like I need more details so I can imagine it further. All right. The Viceroy politely asks the characters to sit at the table and orders food and drinks brought to them. The food and drink brought are not poisoned. It is of highest quality. Lady Erliza tells the characters the following. Her voice is friendly yet commanding. It should be obvious to the characters that she's not asking, but ordering them. As a good politician, she says one thing but means another. She feels that her people have a bad reputation elsewhere in the Moonshaes because of a number of undisciplined and immoral Omnites. This is true. So a while ago we talked about like the folk in Walsbury hating on the Omnians because some of them did something bad to the village. And we talk about, is it bad if for the folks to look at all of the Omnians as their enemy, right? And here, that's exactly what Lady Erliza is saying. Like, we have a bad reputation because of a number of undisciplined and immoral Ammonites. We're not all bad, is what she's saying. She's thankful, but that's like what a bad person would say. She's thankful that the characters are here. Although they do not know it, they were brought here at the behest of a rebel called the Fisherman. Alright? She managed to learn of his identity. He's a half-elf named Liam who owns a tavern known as the Singing Fisherman. So maybe I should change... Oof, what happened? There you go. Maybe I should change it just to make sure the wording is correct. And I should have a hideout for quote-unquote rebels. She managed to learn, okay, well, we have that. She wants the man brought to justice before the night is over. The man has eyes everywhere, and unless the characters strike now, he will very likely leave town. She promises the characters 800 to 1200 gold in Ammonite coin, which you can use here in Snowdown. Excuse me. And if they can bring the man to justice, whether they kill him or turn his unconscious body over matters little to her. She also says that once the deed is done, they will have earned some powerful friends in and Snowdown. Friends like these have memories and deep pockets. Alright, now we're talking. Alright. If the characters have opposition to doing that, she reminds the characters of some of the fishermen's other deeds. Oh, here we go. As expose, such as poisoning the waters in Moon 1-1, his attempts of taking over the mining operations in Moon 1-3 for the black gold, and forming alliances with monsters in Moon 1-4, and to the dungeon master. Details are kept scarce about the fishermen in this adventure to avoid spoiler and other adventures. Okay. She promises to look into the question of the vampires. Okay. There are vampires in Snowdown or in Westfall? Let me look into that. Okay. She can answer the following questions, but only if asked. She refuses to answer questions she does not want to answer, but she does so in a polite manner, like a politician, of course. She refuses to give the characters a writ, but assures them that but assures them that should they get captured, she can arrange for them to escape. Ugh. Okay, sorry about that. She knows nothing about Iman or Daedra. She's not surprised that vampires are roaming the town. She has increased patrols to stop them, but they manage to survive her raids. She's confident in the Ammonites' own reason for being in Snowdown. Snowdown is, after all, the safest of the Moonshaes. So we do not have Fae, giants, or lycanthropes roaming about and disputing the rule of law. The Kincaid, there we go, here we go. The Kincaid royal family of Snowdown welcome us as liberators, and as such we remain. All right, so this is important. All right. Kincaid royal family are the rulers of Snowdown before Lady Erliza Darson captured and imprisoned them. Got it. Kincaid. That name, that family name sounds familiar. Kincaid House sounds familiar. I think I read it in. I need to remember which source book, or which source I've read it, but I think there's a druid named Kincaid. I have to check. Okay. Piercing the illusion. Some characters might discover or already know that Lady Eliza is a vampire. Remind the characters that they do not have their weapons with them and that they are in her palace. The characters do not have much choice but to go along with what she is proposing. Any character foolish enough to attack her is killed by hidden guards. If you do not know, while you're in this dining room, there are guards hiding. Lady Eliza does not betray her nature. The body of any character who attacked the Viceroy is then turned over to the Church of Cyric. Why is what's with the church? We need to know what happened. There's an encounter 10. I need to know what's the connection here with the Church of Cyric. They're just kind of like forcing this Church of Cyric in like different encounters in this adventure. Like something's going on. What's with them? And then ending the encounter. So it can end in two ways. One of two ways. The first one is to agree, and then they proceed to encounter 8. Second one is refuse and attack her. In that case, they are subdued by the guards and turned over to the Church of Cyric, and we go to encounter 10. We must try to avoid this ending unless you are forced to by players unwilling to understand their situation. Got it. The vampire mob. Okay, so it feels like it's almost the same encounter as the ones in the sewers for the fishermen. Yeah, because I remember the Drow Arachnomancer Vampire Lord. So why are we fighting? As the characters are heading towards the singing fishermen, a large band of undead led by a vampire attacks them. They are dressed up as mercenaries and prowl the streets for isolated targets. I know these vampires work for Lady Eliza. And we agreed to help Lady Eliza. So why are they attacking us? I think it's because one, we need to find Daedra's brother. That's basically the main quest. Or the initial quest, right? No, but they're mercenaries. There's probably vampires that don't work for anyone as well, roaming the streets at night, eating up mercs. Yeah, true. Oh, they're just pretending to be mercenaries? Or what I'm thinking is that they don't know, these vampires don't know that the adventurers agreed to help Lady Eliza. And since these adventurers arrive at the singing fishermen, they thought that the adventurers are probably like rebels as well. I don't know. But yeah, that one. Yeah, they're dressed as mercs to sneak up on mercs. Yep. So that could work too. Okay. That one is not clear why they're doing that, but they're here. But I think this encounter has to be placed here because if we choose Lady Eliza's path, we need a way to resolve the Daedra issue, which is, finding Daedra's brother. And this is their solution. Encounter 8. Okay. okay, that's what they have. We have a map. And encounter 9, the fisherman. So after encounter, did they burn the inn or no? They're heading towards the singing fisherman. All right. So the inn is not yet burned. The Singing Fisherman Inn is a rundown folk style one story. Or we've read this already. Has already guessed that the characters are in league with Lady Eliza and prepares himself to fight. He has no interest in talking to them as he knows they are now servants of Lady Eliza. I don't want you anymore. You've been tainted. You talked to her already and you agreed. You've accepted her coin, her Omnian coins. Although Kasharak is also Omnian, right? He does wish to see their faces before sending them to their graves. Got it. So this is a combat encounter. We're fighting a Rakshasa noble. And okay, although a small portion of the city is detailed on the map, we have alleys, close homes, deserted streets, illumination, tactics. The fisherman relies on his high defenses and phantom image. Okay. He also has dual attack. Got it. If we have a lot of characters, we can add 4 hobgoblin warriors. And at the end of the encounter, with the defeat of the fisherman, the characters can search the area and take short rest before the guards show up in the next encounter. So with this, we fight the fisherman, who is really a Rakshasa. So we have to choose either fight a Rakshasa or fight a vampire, right? Let's see if the angels will also show up here. Anyway, if once we defeat the fisherman, can we fight both? If you split the party, I would say. Your party can fight both if you split the party. And you'll probably fight each other too. So berserker weapons, same items. So Rakshasa, okay. We have that. We have the Hobgoblin that uses the Legion Devil veteran stats. And this is the Singing Fisherman Inn. Oh, look at that title. Encounter 10. Betrayal. Something bad has happened. Betrayal. Okay. What has happened? The creatures, details, statistics, and maps for this encounter appear in Encounter 6. Okay. As the characters are leaving the Singing Fisherman, a group of soldiers come across the scene. They were sent by the Viceroy to erase all evidence of the characters and their involvement with her. Wow. I've seen this coming, but she's a politician. She's a viceroy. She's a vampire. She's evil. And yeah. There you go. Yeah, we did good work. We freaking defeated the Rakshasa. We stomped and defeated the rebel forces for her. Yeah. One of the guards spots you and shouts to his fellow, "There, rebels! Bring their heads to the Viceroy!" And with that, the mob of guards and mercenaries surges in your direction with weapons drawn. So the Viceroy could have killed us in the palace, but she's not like happy with it. Like, she could have foiled the fisherman's plan by eliminating us in the palace, right? Without our weapons and everything, she could have even poisoned us. But this is like next level of evil, because I'm not just gonna foil your plan. I'm going to, yes, like what it says in the adventure, hijack your plan and basically do what you plan to do to me. And use us, the adventurers, to kill the fisherman. Although it was his plan all along, right? Like he's the one who came up with that plan. Uh, and wow, so you can see that she's like high level villain based from that way of thinking, right? Because she's not just satisfied with, all right, someone's trying to kill me. I need to stop this. All right, I learned that information. I can stop it, but by killing those who wants to kill me. But no, that's not enough. I will manipulate and control this plan, manipulate the people that are part of this plan, and then once that plan has been executed against the one who created that plan, I'm gonna erase all evidence by killing everyone that's still alive. Okay. So now there are 40 to 50 soldiers here. All right, this verbiage sounds familiar. Are we gonna see angels? 40 to 50 soldiers of mixed heritage. Some mounted, some flying. Make it obvious that we cannot fight, so we have to escape. Okay. The rest of this encounter proceed to encounter 6. So it is gonna be the angel encounter. But some characters may try to head to the palace or attempt to talk their way out. Make it plainly obvious to them that though this would be a good idea, they were likely betrayed by the viceroy and their only hope of surviving is to escape. Encounter 11. Wow, we are in Encounter 11. A lot has happened. Yeah. This one is long. Conclusions. This is it. Let's see what happens. Remember, we need something about the Church of Sirik, and I see it here. So hopefully our answer is there. The setup depends on what the characters have done during the adventure. Daedra awaits for the characters in Walsbury to receive news of her brother. All right. It makes sense from a design standpoint to make the adventure this way, but from a narrative standpoint, you almost wish it wasn't a Quantum Ogres. Yep. Could have been something else, right? Any characters taken by the Church of Sirik. So this can be accomplished by a number of ways. The character was given to the angel by his fellows. They could have tried to fight with the viceroy or lost any combat encounter or failed the skill challenge in encounter 6. And the manner in which they were taken by the church matters little. You awaken in the port city of Atkatla, the greatest port in Above you looms the temple of Sirik. You have no recollection of how you came to be here or what the priests have done to you. However, something tells you it cannot be good. The ropes that bind you are loose enough that you can get free with some effort. All your gear is present and nothing is missing. The character who gets this conclusion does not get any other ones and earn the Given to the Church of Sirik story award. They only receive the Fisherman is Gone story if they killed the fisherman or known that he has fled town. They cannot earn the Friends in story award. Okay. But what? So I think this is the Church of Sirik was kind of injected in this story. I think this is kind of like a hook for the next series of adventures. That's what I'm thinking, because it's out of place with the fisherman storyline, Walsbury, with the Fae and everything, and that angel encounter is definitely out of place, right? So I'm thinking that this Cyric scenes, the Cyric encounters, are a hook for the next series of adventure. That's what I'm thinking. Work for the fisherman. So if we work for the fisherman, this is our ending. Leaving Westfall behind, you breathe a sigh of relief, wondering what happened to Liam the innkeeper. A few days later, each of you receive a short letter from Liam. I fled Westfall just before you returned. Thanks for the service, Liam. That's it. With the letter was a ring with a tiger's eye gemstone, obviously intended as payment. A short letter answers very few questions. Maybe you have walked into some bigger plot than you thought. All right, this is another hook. And we received some story award. So if we work for the Viceroy and leaving Westfall behind, you breathe a sigh of relief. You wonder why the Viceroy turned against you that way. A few days later, each of you receives a short letter from Lady Eliza. These guys are good at, giving updates. I heard what happened to you. The soldiers responsible for pursuing you have been punished. Know that you will always be welcome in Westfall. Show this seal to any guard and they will know you have friends in Alm. Accept this token of my gratitude. Lady Eliza. With this letter came a jeweled signet ring with the arms of Westfall, obviously intended as payment. The short letter answers very few questions. Maybe you have walked into some bigger plot, you thought. Oh, my soldiers failed to kill you? Then they must be punished. And she communicates it to the adventurers. Oh, there shouldn't be. Did she say it like, let's read the letter again. I have heard what happened to you. The soldiers responsible for pursuing you have been punished. But she didn't say that they're not supposed to pursue you. They're not supposed to arrest or / kill you. Right? It didn't say on the letter. She just said that she's responsible, like the soldiers responsible for pursuing you have been punished. And if you look at it from a villain's standpoint, right? I sent you, these soldiers, to kill the adventurers, and you failed. You had to be punished. Dead, hanged, whatever. Thrown to the vampires. Right? You can't tell the intent, and now, yeah, you're right. And you're allied now regardless. So it feels like a trap, but you also have a story award. So if you kind of translate that in the story, you are allies with you are now allied with Lady Eliza. So yeah, but even here, the way JP wrote Lady Eliza is full on villain, right? So I love that. Yeah, you're still left wondering, wait, she tried to kill us, but did she say that sending the soldier was intentional or not? She did not say. So this is good. I like it. So you have that, and then the PCs, the characters fought the guards and the fishermen. Leaving Westfall behind, you breathe a sigh of relief. Yet you cannot help but think that maybe there was more to it than just a fight. It all seems too easy, too simple. the more you think about it, the more you have the impression that you walk into some bigger plot you thought and manage to make this work in your advantage. Maybe next time you will have to choose sides. Maybe we have walked in a bigger plot. Wink wink. Maybe we'll learn something about this, more about this in Winter Fantasy next year. Wink wink. Right? Maybe. Maybe. Am I saying something? Am I confirming anything? No, but I'm trying to do my best to talk like Lady Eliza, but I'm failing so bad. But, you know? Ending the encounter. Once the correct conclusion has been read to the characters, the adventure is over. We're done with the fisherman storyline. And we get some treasures. We also get a ring of freedom of movement. We get a lot of gold, 800 to 1800 gold depending on the difficulty. Oh, it's Lady Eliza that's giving us. If the characters receive the diamond from Lady Eliza, the diamond is worth 1800 gold pieces. Look at that. It's nothing to her. We're allies. I'm giving you diamond worth 1800 gold. You can buy your own inn if you want to. And so reward summary, we're good with that. What else do I have here? We have the story awards. And that is it. This is the last page, 33. So I'm not gonna actually, you know what? Oops, what did I do? There we go. Let me show. That's it. It's the story awards. We've read that. We know it. Questions. Who did the characters work for? What's the final fate? And how many characters were turned over the Church of Cyric? And with that, that is the end of the Fisherman major quests. This wrap up was kind of light, but seems like there's a lot of room for roleplay, so it's still good. I think it's gonna be a long adventure. Like if you're not pressed for time, you can definitely like savor all the goodness that's written here, right? But yeah, the fisherman was revealed, and then we killed him. Yeah, that's it. Like he's nothing special, or he ran away. There's nothing special about him. Lady Eliza, we learned that she's rich, she's smart, very manipulative. And then we learn about like what's it like to live in Westfall and Snowdown, right? But yeah, the conclusion, it's technically just the fisherman arc is just 3 adventure. It's the ones written. No, they're not all written by JP, but the Black Heart, Black Gold, Black Blood, and Black Heart. That's the fisherman arc basically, right? But yeah, Bleach Vampires. That's it. Okay. And that's what we have here. I ruined my PDF viewer. Okay. There we go. That is Black Heart. That is Moon1-6. If you look at the website where you can download these adventures, let me see. Let me get the link and put it in chat. What did I do? Control C. So if you click on that link, you can see that we're... Oh, there's one more. There's treasure hunt. There's 2 more. Okay. I thought after 106, it's 201 already. So after Black Heart, there's 107 treasure hunt. And then Darkness Falls over Moray. We're just gonna take a quick peek at these 2 adventures today. Because right now we've spent 2 hours with 1-6. And what I'm thinking if 1-7 and 2-1 are short, then we're gonna read both of them tomorrow. Let me open those files real quick. Treasure hunt. So this one is 24 pages with 7 encounters. Okay. And an old bard's tale, a sunken ship, and a foreign captain. Secrets lost for decades may come to light if you embark on a treasure hunt. You may find riches or be the main course on some beast's table. Okay, so we have that. So this one is short. And then 2-1. Darkness Falls over Moray. Oh no. We're back in Moray. This one is 34 pages, but there's a lot of appendix and new rules. And goes up to Encounter 9. A Tuesday then. Yeah, let's make it Wednesday. Alright, yeah. So, okay. So I think... Yeah, I think it'll be better if we read both of them tomorrow. I think the flow will be better. Normal Tuesday for Moray. Yeah. It's Tuesday now, though. So, yeah. That's why Moray popped up. Yeah, so we can... Oh, see? Eric Menke's here. The one who basically... like the main architect of the Rising Shadows storyline. So he's part of this. Okay, that's good to know. Well, let's read. Let's read what happened here. Oops, where's that? Only a sliver of light separate those who profit and those who perish on the island of Moray. When that light is extinguished, it is difficult for even the greatest heroes to find their way. That's it. Okay. Question Living Forgotten Realms. Wait, let me go back to Blackheart. So, question, is that still like ongoing thing, or did they drop that concept from modules you guys are making or something? So, Living Forgotten Realms is the organized play system for 4E, which has been discontinued. That's it. It's gone. It stopped. Its counterpart in 5th edition is Adventures League. That's it. And the rules are kind of the same. The creation of adventures or modules are also the same or like similar. So yeah. So this is like the AL of the previous generation. What we have. But I enjoyed these adventures. I learned a lot. So again, these these adventures, these modules are not like, it doesn't have like a super big impact on the history of the Moonshaes, but it kind of gives you that it paints you that picture of what the setting looks like. Yeah. Just a framework name. I was thinking of it being more like the adventures are making the Forgotten Realms alive. Yeah, so it's like living Forgotten Realms because it's a living campaign. Like, it's like more. It's like just more than a one table thing. It's again organized play. It's same as Adventures League. Basically, that's why, and that's the name that they came up with it. They came up with. So, but going back here so far, what we read in the Moonshaes, we're able to get a good look. It's not about the changes that has happened in the Moonshaes. There's barely any change that happened in the Moonshaes. The fisherman's spy was not revealed, so we don't have confirmation if Seamus from the owner of Once Dry Toad Inn was a spy of the fisherman. It's not. It was not confirmed here or mentioned at all. So that one, that can be used by someone like me in the future, right? What else? But yeah, I enjoyed reading these adventures because it made me see what it's like to be in the Moonshaes. Yeah. So you have your typical quote unquote backwater village in Walsbury, right? That has like relatives in other islands. And one of my relatives is actually a Northlander tribe chieftain, a king. And we have, that I'm friends, like my father is friends with an powerful noble Eladrin in Gwyneth. And the Fey creatures in Gwyneth don't want to make deals with non-Fey creatures outside of Gwyneth, except for some like Hadarai. And then you have the Black Blood, was like really just pure evil and just here to kill everyone. That's it. That's what they do. And their leader is actually a dragon, right? A purple dragon. And then we get to go to Snowdown, and you see like what it's like to have a place that's been occupied or colonized by a different nation, and how like the life there is totally different than the other islands. Like it's in the same place, same nation, like the Moonshae Isles, but that one part there, like one island, the life is like the city life is as I would like to say it, is like what you have here is way different than the rest, which is cool. Is Walsbury backwater? Well, if you compare it to like the villages in Sword Coast, right? I would say so. Because at least the villages in the Sword Coast have like road access, so easier trade with like big cities like Waterdeep, Neverwinter, Baldur's Gate, and so they also have easier access to what do you call this? Uh, Adventurers was thinking of mercenaries stuff, right? And I didn't see if Walsbury has like even like a wooden palisade around them. So in defenses, I didn't see that. I know that they have farms, they do fishing, and then that's it. Um, in the Sword Coast, most of the adventures that I've ran that is not in a big city, so more in the villages, they always have like palisade, like at least wooden palisades. They have watchtowers, and that's what I know, right? It's gotta have decent. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and then I remember. Yep, yep. You know what? You're right. You're right. Yeah, it's not because I was thinking like the whole Moonshae Isles is like a backwater place compared to the Sword Coast. But now I remember that Warlsbury is like a hub for adventurers. Like a lot of people go there, right? And that's why there's a lot of performers and bards because a lot of travelers arrive in Warlsbury. You're right. You're right. So yeah, and there was even a time where a lot of Nordlander longships kind of docked at Walsbury, right? Yeah, end of the line. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, we're done. We're now done with the fisherman story arc. Somehow, there's a feeling of emptiness. I don't know. I can't explain it. I think that's what Chad is saying a while ago. Like the ending is kind of it feels light, but right now I'm not 100% fulfilled. Like I learned more. I learned a lot about Snowdown, Westfall, and Lady Eliza, but it doesn't feel like there's like the closure that I want, which I don't even know what that is. But it feels like I didn't achieve that. So maybe that's my fault for like putting like raising the bar and putting Blackheart up there after seeing that it was written by JP, kind of putting it on a pedestal and thinking like it's gonna be a super great. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling. But we'll see. I feel like 1-7 is another filler adventure, and then 2-1 is gonna be like a sad or depressing one because we're going back to Moray, and I feel like a lot of people will die again in that adventure. But after that, after tomorrow, we're done with Living Forgotten Realms. Uh, and then after that, come Thursday, we're back. If the schedule works, everything works, we're back in Rising Shadow. So we're back in 5th edition come Thursday. That's the plan. So, all right. Now we have a plan. We're gonna follow that. We're good. I know that new Rising Shadow adventures also came out in DM's Guild. I was told by Eric that like Moon 1-2 to Moon 1-5 for the Rising Shadow adventures have come out. So we can read those adventures, right? And then, because that's what I want to do. I want to read Moon 1, all the Moon 1 adventures, Moon 2 adventures, Moon 3 adventures, Moon 4, and so on. I want to do it in numerical order. I know story wise, and it's not in order like the arcs. We're not gonna do it that way. We're gonna do it in numerical order. So I want to do it, and then our finale will be Moon 20. So that's what we're gonna do. And that's gonna happen Thursday onwards. And there. So we're good. We have a plan. Hopefully we can follow that plan. I'm gonna go and try to get some writing done, so that we have something to show for Winter Fantasy to all that stayed here, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Again, we're doing this. Lore Academia is Monday to Thursday, 11 p.m. onwards, Manila time, and 10 a.m. onwards Eastern time, EST. So, if you're interested in learning more about the Moonshaes, feel free to join us. If you wanna talk to us off stream, I have a Discord server that you can join. You can just go to the Twitch page, the About section. There's like links there. So like my website is there, Twitter. Give me a follow if you want to learn, like get updates. Discord is there. What else is there? If you miss this stream and you want to watch the VODs and it's no longer on Twitch, I upload the VODs on YouTube. So there, we'll have that. No, it's not gonna work because that has not been set up. I don't even know where to set that up. All right. I'll do that in the future. Imagine having a command for those. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Okay. You're right. We'll fix that. We'll fix that. Baby steps. Baby steps, guys. We're learning stages. All right. That's it, everyone. Thank you for staying. Again, I am DMPaulG. Follow me on Twitter. And see you all tomorrow. Fisherman out. Lady Eliza. Now allies with her. I think that's the canon that we're going to go with. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow. Peace.